Hello there, Site 42 staff, as well as those of you from the greater SCP Foundation community. And welcome to another Fan Art Friday, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site 42. As always, I am Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director here at Site 42 of the SCP Foundation. And as I have done for the last 11 months and counting, because the daily stream streak must remain strong, I'm here to open my office door to you, the SCP Foundation staff, to answer your burning questions about this dark and mysterious place of employment we call the SCP Foundation. So whether you've got questions about the anomalies we contain, the staff who contain them, the groups of interest who try to stop us from containing them, or hypothetical containment procedures about anomalies that fall outside of the SCP Foundation's purview, perhaps from a different multiverse or metaphysical narrative level, i.e. fandom. Either way, we are here for the next 50 minutes, just shy of an hour. We are going to go through the fan arts that have been submitted for this Fan Art Friday. Following that, we will do general Q&A. But before I get to any of that, let me start with a little bit of housekeeping. First and foremost, a reminder that our stream is sponsored. Today our stream is sponsored by the last day of the SCP Galleonic Kickstarter. SCP Galleonic has broken 300,000 for its last day. 17 hours left. SCP the anime, if we're going to get any more stretch goals, we have 17 hours to do it. So Mobile Task Force Psi-42 codename Signal Boosters, get out there and share, get out there and donate. SCP the anime is coming, and we can still make it better for another 17 hours. Holy funding indeed, some person perhaps. Furthermore, let me give a shout out to our first chatter of the day, Dr. Optimus. Congratulations on being the most punctual member of today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. Meanwhile, Senior Researcher Alex, Anomalous Hodge, Christadar Wolfboy, Titanborn, Amber, Chesta Factory. Everyone who I have just named, thank you for being here punctually, and thank you for being here as members of Site 42 on YouTube. We appreciate your membership and your service. Now, we are going to get into the fan art section. Oh, wait, we're not yet. Let me finish by saying Dr. Val, Doings, 051, Croton Chasm, and Yellowbird. Thank you guys for being here today, punctually, and thank you for being here today, just for being you. Now, we're caught up. Sorry, we're in a rush today, short time. I want to make sure we get the fan art in. So, hopping over to the fan art menu, these donations that I see here, I will get to them after we finish the fan art. So, first and foremost, let me start by saying, intern Amy Ellswick, please remember the rule that submitting only your OCs does not qualify for Fan Art Friday. This is something that you have done before. I want you to pay attention to the rules. You can submit your OCs, as long as it's aside a canon SCP or SCP character, or something from Site 42 jokes. It's fan art, not just art of your stuff. Be careful. Now, outside of the rule breakers, we have Leha. Leha sent us some art today. What do you have for us, Leha? Leha has brought to us a a skrid cliff. A even more skred clef. Dear 343, please kill that. See, the only thing wrong with this is that I'm asking 343 and being real nice about it. I would never. But other than that, I see your vision. And then a very small Dr. Clef with an even very smaller SCP-166. Looking good, Leha. Good start. Good start. Next up. Now, we have Intern Gage. Intern Gage. Now, I've seen the rest of the art in this file, Intern Gage. I just want to give you a warning. Pictures like this in particular got banned from the SCP Reddit because people just kept putting a map pin in and calling it a piece of art and submitting it. So be careful with this kind of stuff because this is not normally going to be enough to qualify for Fan Art Friday. Just putting a map ping in. I do like you went through the effort of putting some hard to destroy reptile and yelling at Steve. That's good. I appreciate that. But then, tired of being made a cat-made waifu? Welcome to the Bucket Foundation, where Dr. Sherman Bucket tries to make the bucket tree scream. Woo! Pardon me. Secure, contain, bucket. I don't know why secure, contain, bucket makes me laugh so much, but I am entertained. Excellent bucket, intern bucket. Also, interns Lily and Jojo. Welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Next up. SCP-049 has sent to us some Dr. Kondraki sketch. A Dr. Clef sketch. Buttons. Buttons. And just a little bit of, ah, isn't that cute? I don't think I've ever seen Dr. Gears so shocked in my life. I don't think I've ever seen Dr. Gears emote in my life. Good work, 049. Next up, intern, some person perhaps. Some person perhaps is hitting us with a second Dr. Iceberg. Dr. Iceberg is making multiple appearances. Hello, Dr. Iceberg. Good work. This is a very nice iteration of Dr. Iceberg. A niceberg, if you will. Next up. I see. Okay, hold on one second. Intern Stakotra. I see you have submitted your art during this stream. next time be a bit earlier. But I will bend the rules for you today, out of my glorious mercy as site director. So, let's see what our last minute submission is today. We have SCP-999, Josie the Half Cat, Puppy of Interest 42, codenamed Charlie, and Dr. Chair with the lab coat over here. How a wonderful. I feel like that's pretty worth opening some late art. And then we have Dr. Benjamin Kondraki. Seemingly in watercolor, maybe? Nice. Go to work. Be more punctual next time, but go to work. Next up, we have Dr. Vera Lovelace. Dr. Vera Lovelace has sent us "Oh, it's gonna be fine. I promise." I, too, would look worried in that manner were I in this situation, D-Class. I wish you the best of luck, but, don't think it's gonna go that well. Thank you, Dr. Vera Lovelace. And finally, for today, we have Dr. Val. Dr. Val is our final artiste of the day. So we have a Dr. Sherman Stickman. I feel like I am ready for some Stickman combat here. I have no feelings about being portrayed as a demon. I have no anomalies to speak of related to this. This is very nice art, yes. Oh, come back. Stickman, demon. SCP-2521, looking very photogenic. Not usually that way they are, but today, sure. We have the upper side of my face in fear. Am I hiding under my desk? Why am I under my desk? What are we... oh no, I don't like what I might be afraid of. Why is Kondraki angrily hiding the desk, under the desk? Why would Kondraki angrily be under the desk, Dr. Val? I'm getting more confused and worried. Ah! Don't infect nines with that thing. Come on. It's just a kid. It doesn't need that. Oh no. What am I looking at here? The prompt in the email here says, "Did you hear that, Sherman? Because I heard it too." Oh, Dr. Val, you know, it ain't even that affecting because working at the Foundation, the things you have to do, the things we've done, we're all hiding from ourselves at the end of the day. But suffice it to say, very good work, Dr. Val, and very good work to all of our artists today. Give it up for our Fan Art Friday submitters. So, from here, let me return to the chat. Now, before I do these last donations, or no, not last donations, because we still have about 30 minutes. We still have about 30 minutes of general Q&A today. But before I do these donations and then get to the general Q&A, I am throwing a plug out there. Now, this is not an SCP-related thing, but it is another fandom that I tend to keep an eye on. For those of you who are familiar with either the Gravity Falls or the Sonic the Hedgehog fandoms, there is a smaller creator on the platform, about 30,000 subscribers, called Hana Hyperfixates. Now, there is a large collection of Gravity Falls essays that are very valuable to watch. There is a couple Sonic the Hedgehog essays as well. And today, this last video, I am almost through it, and it's pretty trippy. I'm not sure if there isn't some sort of Book and Bill related ARG happening here. And so I'm warning you guys to definitely not look at this YouTube channel, because this creator seemingly has created some sort of dark link with Bill Cipher that we should all be worried about. Just, steer clear of this. Stay safe. Do definitely go and watch and participate in said ARG. Of course, I would not say to risk your researchers' lives like that. There was an ARG, if I recall, it's been solved. Well, what I mean is this video just dropped an hour ago, and it involves Alex Hirsch in person in it. So there's something going on here too. But I haven't finished the video, so I don't know what yet. But, channel plug for cool smaller creator aside, let me get to the general Q&A. Hakari, thank you for your first 2 donations to today's stream. Go ahead and get yourself some Sour Patched Kids on your way past the commissary. Chat, we cooked. What happens if Shy Guy looks in a mirror? Well, I do believe that this chat does in fact cook. That fan art from Fan Art Friday was fire. Many people ate today. Devoured even. Left no crumbs. And Shy Guy already knows what it looks like, so it would not care if it looked in a mirror. What you would end up with is just a second place in the room you could look to get killed by looking at Shy Guy's face. So do not put Shy Guy near a bunch of mirrors, please. Zombie Cat, thank you for sending a floating heart to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure the chat is feeling the love. Captain Evil Greasy John, thank you for your 4 months as a Mobile Task Force Captain here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Hi, glad to be back to enjoy a stream while sipping matcha. What would be your honorable mentions for your favorite SCPs? I'm sure 2337 is on there. Yes, if I were to have honorable mentions for favorite SCPs, 2337, codename Dr. Spanko, would in fact be on there. The Racist Pasta, SCP Al Dente-J. That's a very funny one that I like. SCP-6670, codename Mama. Super fucked up. That's a good one. (1983), the barn full of a spatial anomaly that contains shadow creatures that rip out your heart, and then they throw your heart on the pile with the other hearts, and the heart breaks open and it hatches another shadow person. That one's spooky as hell. So, yes, 1983 gets an honorable mention. I'm trying to think if there are any other... I'll let you know if I come up with any ones. How is a pasta racist? Intern Dungo, we discussed this, I believe, maybe yesterday. I read the article on stream. But SCP al dente-J is several boxes of pasta that are capable of speech, but they all speak in this super racist Italian accent. They're sitting over there, mamma mia! Mussolini made it the trains to run on time! It's not great. Do you know any good SCP VR games? Unfortunately, Murder Drones, as of right now, I do not. That doesn't mean they don't exist, it means I don't know about them. I'm not a VR gamer, so I'm not up to date on those yet. Dr. Sherman, someone got a nuke for the tree. The tree has a nuke. Intern Pirate, what are you talking about? SCP-4521 is a tree. Now, yes, it is anomalous. Yes, it doesn't scream when it should. Yes, that is very frustrating. But it is, at the end of the day, just a tree. It can't move. It can't fight back. All it can do is sit there, helpless, as we try and try again to make it scream. I heard you made the floating hand spider. Intern Zyworld, I did not make the floating hand spider. I merely made it hella famous. Somehow. Which, if that universe in which that video went that viral wasn't a broken masquerade scenario, man, I would be in a lot of trouble. But, yes, while I did not create the concept of using a video filter to make your hand look like a spider, I did very much popularize one iteration of it. It's over at the super cool petting zoo if you want to go visit. Can I eat SCP-999 Intern Solar? Reminder that SCP-999 is 2 meters by 1 meter. It is the size of a couch. So, I doubt your stomach could hold the entirety of SCP-999. Furthermore, even if you ate just a spoonful, it would tickle all the way through your digestive tract. I believe that would be rather uncomfortable. I do not recommend it. If we have a crap ton of Gzi, don't that mean that the OG Jesus is just an SCP? Well, while we have 6 iterations of Jesus living in containment, Dr. Light being a 7th Jesus, but works for the Foundation, and then the 30-something dead bird bone Jesuses. The trick of it is none of these are the stereotypical Jesus Christ that everyone seems to perceive Jesus as. And because we have so many, I mean, how do we know which one's the real one? There's It's real hard to pick between Vor Jesus or Uber driver Jesus in that case. Dr. Sherman, what SCPs are in Site 42 right now? Intern Newzab, we are a very large campus. I do not have the full manifest of every SCP to look up on site, but you can go into the database and check it out. Jim Davis seems the most likely. Well, of the current ratings we have for GZI and their factual being the Lord and Savior, etc., you are correct that Jim Davis, creator of Garfield, SCP-7966, I believe? Now I can't remember if that's the right database entry. It's been a while since I've referenced. Yes, I was correct! The Father, the Son, and the Holy Davis. So yes, I do believe that due to our testing, our closest candidate to the ideal Jesus Christ is Jim Davis, creator of Garfield. How did you know SCP-3930 existed? Intern Solar, I think the more important question is, how do you know SCP-3930 existed? On the documentation, it says that only 5 people on Earth are supposed to know about it. So forget about it. Out of character, I might go to Comic-Con this October, might go as a SCP because, yeah. Well, that sounds very good, Intern Grayson. I do hope you enjoy your Comic-Con and your SCP cosplay. Intern Lopez, SCP-067, the fountain pen, is a pretty standard anomaly. It takes control of your arm, and it either makes you draw very, very, very elaborate good art, even if you don't have the skill to do so, or it writes out your life story, biography, even remembering things that you don't remember. It's a fancy pen. Fancy pen. I'm going the entire SCP Wiki from SCP-1. What's the SCP-5000 I'm going to be reading for 10 minutes? Scratch that 10 hours. I highly recommend not reading the SCPs in numerical order. You certainly can try, but that's quite a feat, especially because there are currently over 10,000 of them. SCP is our king, god, and savior. Well, don't give the overseers a big head or anything. Not that they need it, but yes, the SCP Foundation is the savior of normalcy. We die in the dark so you can live in the light and all that. You're welcome, civilians who will never know about us. How did y'all discover the Gate Guardian? Did Clef just stumble upon it? Well, let me see if there's a discovery log in the document. Clef's proposal. Experimentation on Kin. on kill range. So the original documentation does not have a discovery section. If there is a story somewhere that talks about how we discovered it, I am not familiar with it. Also, I did not realize this has been changed, but the photo for the Gate Guardian is moving, guys. That is a photograph, but the photograph is moving. I don't know that that's a good thing. Returning to chat. Where are you? I saw this message and I want to answer it. Intern Avaruskisa. I understand the confusion that you are currently at when you say that there are not 10,000 SCPs. But the weird thing about it is if you go to the SCP database and you look at the series page, then you'll see, okay, we go up to 9,999, and those aren't quite full. So that might make you think that we haven't reached over 10,000 SCPs yet. But what is missing from that analysis is, for instance, how many different SCP-001 proposals there are, which qualify as SCPs. If I click on any SCP-001 proposal and scroll to the bottom, you'll see that they are tagged as SCP. So if I go to the SCP tag, we see all of these different proposals and different pages that are tagged as SCPs. And so when we look at how many pages on the database are tagged as SCPs, we end up with 10,242. And so I don't know if that even includes -Js or anything like that. It does include -Js, it seems. So this includes your -Js. I believe it might include your explains, etc. So while we haven't reached 9999 main list SCPs, if we count the -1s, if we count, or the 001s, if we count the -Js and etc., then there are over 10,000 SCPs now. Also, I saw something that piqued my curiosity. And so, on the first page here, while we're looking at all these proposals, I just catch out of the corner of my eye number 71. How do I delete articles? I'm sorry, what? How do I delete articles? I accidentally hit save instead of save draft, and now this is posted. Plus 1,882 upvotes. So what we just stumbled upon, everybody, is a SCP Wiki Easter egg shitpost situation. And so, once this person uploaded this by accident, everyone couldn't tell if it was a joke or not, and then everybody in the discussion page got in a fight about whether it should be on the website or not. And so if you want to have fun watching an entire wiki of writers argue with each other, This is one of the spots you can find it. Community lore at its greatest. The best article I've read, I cried at the end, I love you, man. Perfect joke. Still comedy gold. This article may be 7 years old, but they haven't figured out how to delete it. I regret I have but one upvote to give. Brilliant. Correction. I would like to rescind this remark and declare that this is a plague upon our house. Don't find it funny. Don't quite see the place for it existing on the site. Well, if we don't, if the admins don't see it, it won't be a fight, but it's funny. So yes, you can take a little adventure into Wiki politics by reading the How Do I Delete Articles discussion. Currently 300 discussions deep. Also, Dacha, good to see you in the chat. Hope you've been doing well. Dr. Sherman, the facility complete list has a list of SCPs that currently reside at your Site 42. Control F your name. It also says it's on the East Coast. All right, the East Coast, the North Carolina one is run by Dr. Desai, Director Desai. But I'll check the facility complete list. SCP facilities, complete list. Definitions of facility types, Universe Hub, semi-comprehensive list of secure facility locations. Is that what you're talking about? A semi-comprehensive list of Foundation facilities? Either way. Containment facility in Wilmington, North Carolina, monitors NX-8, Mark Haven, Indiana, USA. Dr. Theron Sherman is the director. Yeah. Actually, the North Carolina site is not run by me. This is an issue on the database. Someone has their Site 42s mixed up. If you look up a Dr. Desai, D-E-S-A-I, that is the SCP director for Site 42 East Coast Division, North Carolina. But thank you for telling me that that exists. That way, maybe someone can fix that up. By the way, Site 42 staff, we are currently 14 minutes from the end of stream. 13 minutes from the end of stream. So let's get our last minute Q&As. Chester Factory, thank you for your 10 months as a level 1 researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. What do you think of SCP-000? URL use required. Yeah, no, this is just a broken page on the wiki. This is IT is working on it. I'm sure technical researcher Rosen will get it fixed up soon, but this is just a broken part of the database. You don't have to worry about it. Intern Lafayette and Konar, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Dr. Lovelace, thank you for your first donation of today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a pate on your way past the commissary. Sorry for being late today, got held up. I hope you like the render. It was a very good render. The look on that D-Class's face was priceless. Love it when it dawns on them what they're about to go through. Ash Kitsune, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a blueberry muffin on your way past the commissary. Hey, went to get something to drink, came back in SCP-7-2! No! That's it! Is in my chair. What do I do? I am so sorry that happened to you. Hideous. Hideous. Hate that for you. Call security. Have them get that thing out of there. Researcher Kitsune, you also thank you for your 4 months as a level 1 researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Hope you're doing well. Dr. Sherman, it's my birthday today. Well, happy birthday to you, Researcher Kitsune. Happy birthday to you. Onyx the Mechanic, thank you for getting a level 1 researchership here at Site 42 and then instantly upgrading it to Overseer level. Welcome to top tier, Overseer Onyx the Mechanic. We appreciate your leadership in helping us to win the battle against the White Names. So we thank you for your very strong service to Site 42. I'm pretty sure Dr. Sherman is an SCP. Intern Solar, remember, to be an SCP, you need to have 3 qualities. Number 1, you need to be on the SCP database. Now, I am mentioned multiple times on the SCP database, so there is that. But you have to be anomalous. And by Jove, we cannot decide if I am anomalous or not. I seem to be a completely normal, non-anomalous researcher with a completely non-anomalous pen. But there are many who believe I have some sort of anomaly, some sort of power, some sort of connection to the Scarlet King. And so I am left in a quantum superposition of being both anomalous and non-anomalous until the time comes that I solidify. Therefore, maybe anomalous. But what we do know is that the third quality you must require, I do not have an SCP document written about me. And that means, without an SCP document, I am not an SCP, because there are many anomalies on the database that are not SCPs because they don't have an SCP document. Maybe they're in containment by the Global Occult Coalition, in which case they're a KTE or something. So, yes, while I'm on the database, and while I may or not be anomalous, I definitely don't have an SCP document about me, therefore, not an SCP. Thanks for playing. Check the location link. It goes to SCP-4166, which explains why it says it's there. You even upvoted it. You are all into... You're going so deep. You're like, I see you've seen this. Okay, hold on. So check the location link. It even links, it goes to 4166. I don't recognize 4166. Former teenage succubus. That's scary on its face. And you said I've rated this? Look who rated this page. It me? 4416. Okay, that makes more sense. I was like, I don't remember this. Okay, I gotcha. Yes, this is by Flops. It's certainly been a long time since I read this one as well. But okay, thanks to Flops, I guess I am in charge of North Carolina Site 42 in this case. Well, I hope that doesn't step on Dr. Desai's toes too much. Alright, well, in that universe, I am based in North Carolina. How interesting. And technically speaking, that means that universe is more canon than the one I'm in, where we're based in California. Huh. How peculiar things may be. What a silly, there is no canon website that we are on. Ash Kitsune, thank you for donating again to say, gonna celebrate by running a one-shot and messing with my DM like he does our group. Always the best vengeance. Very nice. Well, I was the forever DM of a weekly game that ran with 10 players for about 2 years. But on the rare occasions we would take a week off or do a one-shot, someone else could run it. Ooh, was I just sitting there like, don't be a dick. Don't be a dick. Don't screw with them the way they screw with you. And then I would inevitably screw with them the way they screw with me. Cool Man Fight, thank you for your 7 months as a Mobile Task Force Captain here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Hello, Dr. Sherman. Birthdayism believes in the great fish god and in bread Jesus. They will do any and all things to summon both to their place. I'm familiar with SCP-3305, bread Jesus, but what about the great fish god? Is that SCP-5320, our Lord and Savior, the long fish that just goes on forever? Because I can really get behind that part of the religion. Amen. Let's get drunk at work. Best religion ever. 369 Destroyer, thank you for your 4 months as a level 1 researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. RLE update, feeding anomalies could be an issue. Well, yes, if there's only one room, how do we get things in and out of it? That is actually a really good point that we didn't discuss. Ooh. That means that we'd have to turn the liminator on and off every once in a while to get supplies in. That's a great thing you just realized that would make this a trouble for containment procedures. Intern Eternus, thank you for your first donation of today's stream. Get yourself a Cadbury egg on your way past the commissary. Dr. Sherman, how would the Foundation contain somebody who is deeply entwined within the multiverse and their respective variants? Pure hypothetical. So, it doesn't matter if they're entwined with the multiverse. I mean, every entity is entwined with the multiverse as part of the multiversal quantum threads. So we contain them just like anybody else. The question is, do they have some sort of ability because of that entwinement? Because if not, I mean, if they might not even be anomalous at that point. Intern Camilla, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Intern Caitlin, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a hot chocolate on your way past the commissary. Hey, Dr. Sherman, SCP-72. 9. SJ. Why? Why is that thing so prominent today? Stealing my chair? You know, let it have the chair. Just, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. 100 stars. Thank you for sending sparkles to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they feel fabulous because of it. Intern Scotty, thank you for sending a flower to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they enjoy how very, very pretty it is. Dr. Sherman, have you read SCP-6060-J? Intern Silver, I do not remember that by its database entry, but let me take a peek at it. SC image 054 bouncing on SCP-6060-J. SCP-600, it can be found on the rooftop of Site 1. 10 fluffy mattresses are to be placed around the anomaly for any individual who wants to stop bouncing. Bouncing on 6060-J is permitted only to 2 members of the O5 Council. 40 security personnel armed with heavy military equipment are to surround the anomaly to perpetually enforce this rule. ETA 0512 is forbidden from bouncing on 6060-J as of redacted date. It is a bouncy castle. When inflated, it has approximately 5 times more bounce efficiency than normal bouncy castles, making the anomaly the bounciest bouncy castle in the world. It is remarked to be, quote, extremely fun, quote, extremely bouncy, and, quote, extremely effervescent by members of the O5 Council. However, O512 has referred to 6060-J as the stupidest anomaly ever contained. This statement is to be ignored considering O512's ignorance on the topic. Due to its anomalous properties, 6060-J is currently being utilized by the Foundation for the entertainment of the O5 Council. The following are 3 council votes held regarding 6060-J. Prohibit uses of 6060-J from members of the council and attempt decommission. O512 votes to pop the bouncy council. Everyone says nay. Status denied. Fuck you, 12. I'm bouncing on that thing. Signed O54. Proposal. Amnesticize O512 to erase his memories of 6060-J. Proposal from O54. Everyone says yay except for O512. Notes. D92146 has been selected as O512's replacement considering his expertise on bouncy castles. Proposal. Increase the amount of air inflated into 6060-J for maximum bounce efficiency. Count. Vote. Well, it came in yay. Research done by 92146 concluded that increasing the current amount of air by 30% would make the bouncy castle way more bouncier. Also noted the amount of air is more stable and efficient than other contenders. I regret to inform all members of the council that 9 is no longer with us. D92146's statistics were incorrect. Earlier this morning, security personnel reported that 9 had supposedly exited our planet's atmosphere using 6060-J. Her body is currently in Earth's orbit and is planned to be retrieved using our technology. D92146 is also planned to be sacrificed, used in a future test regarding SCP Redacted. We are having 9's funeral this Friday. Attendance is mandatory, since she was a good friend to all of us. I'm hereby banning use of SCP-6060-J from now on. Signed, O51. Fuck you, 1. I'm bouncing on that thing. Signed, O54. All right, here at the end of stream, before I go into my favorites, let me just point out one thing. If a single member of Site-42 staff responds to my commands and directives that we do not fraternize with anomalies with the sentence, fuck you, I'm bouncing on that thing, straight to D-class. Straight to D-class. I do not care if it would be an extremely funny comeback. Straight to D-class. I do not remember which intern asked me if I had read that. I had not read it. But I will always remember now. Fuck you, I'm bouncing on that thing. That is comedy gold right there. Give that an updoot. All right. Ash Kitsune, thank you for sending a floating heart to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure they feel the love. And thank you for donating again to say, can we get rid of 7-2? Oh, that was a surprise. Ugh. With that thing. Well, we probably could bouncy castle bounce that thing into space, but we have been prohibited from decommissioning it, despite how much I would very much like to. Grr. All right, Site 42 staff, we are at the end of stream. And as I do at the end of every stream, I tell you guys my favorite SCPs. Of course, I'm not going to tell you that my favorite SCPs are the ones I personally wrote. That would be cheating. But if you want to read the SCPs I wrote, you can go to the Sherm's author page in Site 42 Hub on the SCP database. The link is in the Site 42 support beacon that is pinned in the chat or in the description of this VOD if you would like to go there. And so, once you're on my author page, not only can you read the SCPs that I personally wrote or contributed sound effects to, voice lines, things like that, you can also go one tab over to find some links. Links that people would usually ask about and try to find, but then they just don't look hard enough, which is very, very sad for them. But not for you, because chat, I know you will find those links. And when you do, you can become a Patreon patron or YouTube channel member to support us monthly. You can do a Ko-Fi or a YouTube Super Chat to donate to us one at a time. Either way, direct donations are the quickest way to keep the lights on for myself and the rest of the Site 42 staff, so we appreciate your generosity. And if you're part of the broke gang and you cannot donate, do not fret. We are an arts community. We understand starving artists, sadly. But you can still be a valued and honored member of Mobile Task Force Site 42, codenamed the Signal Boosters. When you like, share, subscribe, comment, chat, not just on our stuff, not just on our videos and streams, but also on the SCPs written by SCP authors, the art pages by SCP artists, the animators, game devs, filmmakers, merch makers, podcasters, anybody who's making SCP stuff. When you help us to support them, you are making it so that we can work together and get bigger and better SCP projects in the world. We can do like SCP Gallionic did, raise $300,000 for SCP The Anime. And so I thank you guys for your service, both those who can donate and those who are members of Mobile Task Force Site 42, codename the Signal Boosters. Now, without further ado, my favorite SCPs in no particular order are SCP-3999, SCP-3043, SCP-008-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5031, SCP-5175, SCP-5320, and SCP-8980. Content warning on that last one. It's a bit of a rough read. Speed round. 3999-3043-008-J, Spooky-J, 5031, coming one of the last one's a rough read. Slapcat, thank you for sending 2 100s to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure they will keep it 100 at your urging. And now, Site 42 staff, this has been another Fan Art Friday, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site 42. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. Be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect. I'll see you in the next video or stream. Hey, Tom, it's Bob from the office down the hall. It's good to see you, buddy. How have you been? Things have been okay for me, except that I'm a zombie now. I really wish you'd let us in. I think I speak for all of us when I say I understand why you folks might hesitate to submit to our demand. But here's an FYI, you're all gonna die screaming. All we wanna do is eat your brains. We're not unreasonable. I mean, no one's gonna eat your eyes. All we wanna do is eat your brains. We're at an impasse here. Maybe we should compromise. If you open up the doors, we'll all come inside and eat your brains. The credit song is Regarding Your Brains by Jonathan Colton. Be safe, be well, Site 42 staff, and as always, secure, contain, protect.